What's up? Nothing new, just more books. If this is the first video of mine you're watching, I don't read all these, okay? Oh, I will, hopefully, one day. But these are just books I bought, that I'm adding to my collection. I don't read this many books every month. One could dream of reading this much, but yeah, maybe I get 4 books a month done. Not, how many do I have here today? Holy crap, like 10, 12? That would be crazy. Anyways, first up is Tobias Smollett's Roderick Random, okay? I believe his first name's Tobias, right? Yeah, Tobias. You probably know him for The Adventures of Humphrey Clinker, okay? He was a 17th century Scottish novelist. He later influenced Charles Dickens, which is probably his claim to fame. Roderick Random, so his last book was Humphrey Clinker. That was kind of his, like, not magnus opus, but like the thing that was like he was most known for. Roderick Random, on the other hand, was his first book. It was his breakout novel. It's semi-autobiographical. It's based on his time working as a surgeon in the Royal Navy during some battle in the Indias. I don't remember what, but yeah, I think his novels tend to be like a little bit episodic. He really liked Don Quixote, which, if you've read that, it's also very episodic. He actually loved it so much that a few years after writing this, he went on and translated it into English, like did his own translation. And so I think he was a bit influenced by Don Quixote, and so his novels tend to be episodic, like Cervantes. And so Roderick Random, again, doesn't really have a lot of plot, but, you know, still enjoyable for sure. It's in a really nice Everyman's Library copy, and yeah, the font, it's kind of that old-timey font. I don't know what it's called, but I like it. Anyways, Roderick Random. Another interesting tidbit about Smollett is that he edited this magazine that he started called The Critical Review that had contributors like Samuel Johnson, David Hume, Oliver Goldsmith, like really these famous people. And he ended up having this civil lawsuit put against him successfully. I forget by who, I don't know the details. But he ended up spending 3 months in jail and paying a £100 fine. For something he put in the magazine. So anyways, it was a libel charge, so obviously he made some comments about the wrong guy. Anyways, next up we have just a grouping of Trollope novels that I managed to pick up, again, all at once, so I'm not going to go through them all. We talk about Trollope enough on this channel. Super prolific guy. Yeah, no, I won't say anything about him. He wrote several series of books that are all kind of connected, like in the same universe, if you will. He has the Barsetshire, or Barsetshire, I don't know, British names, which is, this book is from that series, The Small House at Arlington. Arlington. He also had the Palliser series. I don't have any today from that series. He also had the Irish novels, which I don't think are like thematically or like connected by plot or character, but they're thematically connected, so they're all based off of his time that he spent working as a post office clerk or worker in Ireland, so while he was staying there. And this is one of those novels, The Kelly and the O'Kellys. And then I also have 2 standalone novels from him that aren't in any series, and that is The Claverings, and I think this one, yeah, this is the interesting one. This is about like a love triangle, where a girl loves 2 guys that also love her. I don't know much more about it than that, but come on, that's a good setup. And the last one here being The Belton Estate, also a standalone novel from Trollope. So yeah, my Trollope collection is rounding itself out quite nicely. Next up, we have a Reader's Digest hardcover copy. I know, hardcover, not my favorite, but you buy what you can get. I think it was like 75 cents. And that is of James A. Michener's Tales of the South Pacific. Now, kind of a tough book for his career, because it was his first novel and it won the Pulitzer Prize. So like, how do you come back after that? Like, I mean, obviously it's good. Like, as a writer, you're not going to be mad about winning the Pulitzer, but I don't think he won any like prestigious awards, I mean that prestigious, after this book. So kind of was a has-been, I guess. No, I'm just hating. I haven't even read it. I can't hate. But Tales from the South Pacific, it is a series of connected short stories on the Pacific Theater in World War II. So this is primarily the United States fighting the Japanese. I'm not really a war guy. I don't really know much about the history of war. It's interesting in theory. I just don't really read it. So yeah, should be a good one, especially since it won a Pulitzer. So it's got to be good. And of course, these Reader's Digest copies, they always have this fun like pull-out card, I guess, that like tells you a little bit about the history of the book. So yeah, I love like all of those. I like finding things in books. I mean, this is supposed to be there, put there by the publisher. But you know, whenever there's like a business card or like an old piece of newspaper or a bookmark, you know, in the books like that, I love that. Okay, the rest of these, I got 5 more, are all from people who were born and lived in Alberta. So it's some local stuff for me. The first up being a guy born in 1907, 04 or 07? Anyway, sometime beginning of the 20th century, and that is Earle Birney. Okay, I have his poetry collection, Fall by Fury, and I also picked up, I think it looks like a bunch of separate poems, but I think they're all supposed to be connected, and that is Near False Creek Mouth. Croak Meath. False Creek Mouth. So yeah, it's supposed to be like one long, non-dramatic poem, the back says, but I couldn't find a summary on the back, and there's nothing online about it, so I don't know what it's about. But yeah, I kind of realized that I don't really read a lot of like local authors, so I tried to pick some up. Preferably dead ones, not because that sounds weird, just because older things are better, usually. So yeah, picked up some Earle Birney. He, unfortunately, was a communist, I think. I think he was interested in Leninism and Trotskyism, which at the beginning of the 20th or beginning to mid 20th century is a kind of a dangerous thing to be, especially in America. So not that Canada's part of America, but the Americas. Next up, we have a guy, I can't pronounce his last name, Robert Kroetsch, not Kroetsch, that sounds weird, Kroetsch, Robert Kroetsch, and that is What the Crow Said. It looks to be a novel, but just, I haven't read it yet, but just popping it open, the prose style, it almost reminds me a little bit of Sheila Watson's The Double Hook. I don't know what it's about. I think it's just about some small town in Alberta, near the Saskatchewan border, and just about, it's like a vignette kind of, it's like about the life there, about the people. So I'm hoping it'll be charming and not too tragic, but we'll see. What the Crow Said. Next up, we have 2 people that are still alive, I know, but they're old, so, you know, I'll take what I can get. And that is Aritha van Herk's Mavericks, and the subtitle being An Incorrigible History of Alberta. It's a national bestseller, apparently, according to the bottom. Oh, it's a Penguin book. I didn't even realize that. Penguin Canada. Wow. Impressive. I think she now teaches at U of C, maybe? But yeah, this is just a history of Alberta. I think it's not written as a textbook. It's written more like a novel for like the average reader, not for like an academic audience. But yeah, I think it's kind of a well-known piece of history, so I am looking forward to reading that as well. And lastly, we have, this is the one I'm most excited for, we have Switchbacks by Sid Marty. It's just a collection of like random stories he heard in the Canadian Rockies while working as a park warden. And yeah, I can just imagine some of the crazy things that he heard while working out there. So yeah, hopefully this book doesn't disappoint me because I have high expectations for it. Yeah, anyways, that's the stack for today. Short video, wow, under 10 minutes. In and out, okay? Go back to your daily life if you watched this far. Anyways, yeah. We'll have more books next month. We have a newsletter coming out. Well, I'm recording this on the 7th. Probably won't release it till after Valentine's Day because I got a special video planned. I don't know why I'm telling you because I've already came out by the time you're watching this, but yeah, we have things coming. That's all you need to know. Thanks for watching. See you later.